Okay, everybody shut up. He said shut up. Shut up.
Yep. Everybody shut up.
Shutting up, Bing.
Shh, quiet.
Fuck
Shh.
you.
I hate all you nerds.
Perfect.
All right.
Who's the
listen
one
up,
flying a
humans.
Caspian?
Listen up, humans. You have erroneously pushed play on the Loose Screws podcast again.
And we still
Shame on
haven't
you.
put away the Thanksgiving leftovers. It's smelly in here, man.
It's another fever dream.
Well, is this numbers correct? I didn't touch anything.
I updated them.
I
this
didn't
is
touch
the
anything either.
This is the 311th episode of the Loose Screws podcast, if you're counting, for the 14th of November. Nope, that's not right.
Oops.
They told me this
I
is
missed that.
correct.
Ow.
Lark's
They
mailing
lied
it in
to me.
again.
No, I got the
Jesus
episode number. I
Christ.
forgot about the date. I'm so sorry.
It's
Wait, are we
the
sure?
311th episode for December in 2025.
3311.
3311.
November 14th.
Yeah,
This is
what
going to
they
be a
said.
good one.
All right, we're in for it.
We're very prepared.
Guess what, everybody? I'm Commander J. Antrax, and I am here tonight with a small crowd. And we're here to talk ships. We're here to talk power play. We're here to talk feet.
Feet?
No, we're
Oh,
not.
yeah,
Yes.
Daxy's here.
Oh,
No.
Bloom's here.
That's a hard no.
We're talking feet.
God.
Talking feet, everybody.
Doo-doo.
He missed his
Somebody
calling.
just telepresence.
This is not an
requested me?
Ashling podcast. We don't need to go that way.
God.
All right. Well, joining me tonight at the last possible minute, because I meant me. I walked in here at the last minute. That's why I'm not prepared. Is Commander Bloomingwind.
Hello.
Hello. And who's next? Commander Audaxius.
Hi.
And Commander Lark Shadow.
Hello. I sent you a telepresence request if you want to try it, Trex.
Oh, I was going to fly near you. And Commander
way.
Oblivious.
I'm so confused.
Your confusement?
Confusement. Yes, that's a good word. I'll take that.
I'll send you a team invite
Confusement.
instead then.
So that's a confusement is something. My wife used to be a teacher a few years ago. For about 15 years, she was a high school teacher, and there was a student who was an exchange student from China, and that's a phrase that stuck with us. One day he was talking about something that he had failed to complete on time, and he was asking for extra time, and he said something. I had much confusement or something like that. I
like
don't
it.
remember the exact. But so anyway,
Let's stay with that.
I use it so frequently now. I sort of forgot that was an inside joke that was not from this particular community, but from my actual real life family instead.
Oh,
it's
it's going to be
I'll
part of the
rephrase.
community now.
I have much
It's-
power play to enclave confusement. We'll go with
Yes.
that. How about that? Yeah.
It does sound like a joke that we would make, though.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Mhm.
Anyway, I haven't been here in like a friggin' month, but just been doing regular stuff, eating food,
That sounds
sleeping,
boring.
working, stuff like that.
How's the new house?
It's still fine.
Oh, good.
Still
I
staying
know
falling
that'd
apart
be a
yet?
boring answer, but I had to ask.
Does it still have new house smell?
Oh, gross.
I mean, I live here, so you stop being able to smell it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, nose blind. Yeah.
Well,
The house
trust me, we
before
haven't.
this, I lived in for 6 years, I think 7 years maybe. And if I travel, if I went away for like more than a week and came back, it smelled like new paint
Nice.
for like a few
Mm.
hours after
Mm.
getting back.
I sent
So
you a team
Naturally
invite.
new paint.
Yeah, I just like it had. So my house probably does have the smell. I just it's become zero smell because I'm always here, right? I've adapted to it. Yeah.
Ugh. Can't imagine what my house smells like.
Sawdust.
Yeah, it still smells like fresh lumber.
Mhm.
Blooming Wind, you've also been away for a while, haven't you? What have you been up to?
Yeah. So, life's been generally keeping me busy. I was on service for 3 straight weeks, which is always a party when you have to cover the hospital, in addition to covering your day-to-day job, seeing patients in the office and all that. We opened a new tower at my main hospital, and that has new tower smell.
New tower
So-
smell.
It has new tower smell. So
What does new tower hospital smell like?
it's very antiseptic, but
that works.
still has the clean linoleum, kind of like they just took all the plastic off of everything, and then you got that, those sort of volatile solvent smells from it's beautiful.
VOCs, baby.
Exactly.
Better than like a medieval tower smell.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's just kind of like
In any case.
mildew, stool, and sadness.
Yeah. Yeah. The garderobe getting it cleaned out.
Yep. As long as it doesn't flame up, you're good.
I think Scentsy has a scent for that.
Yes. So and then
Garderobe mint.
yeah, so to add some more fun to the Job-like year that my wife and I have been having, Mama Blooming Wind was not feeling too well last week, and her legs were swelling a little more than they ever have, and her pulse was irregular, and I'm like, shit, you're in atrial fibrillation. And she's like, yeah, I think so. And so we took her to her doctor. We tried to get some fluid off of her, just increasing her water pill and all that kind of fun stuff. And that didn't work. And so on Tuesday, her cardiologist, who is a friend of mine, said, I'm admitting you. And she's like, I don't think so. And then I wandered over to the next hallway because her cardiologist and I have clinic the same time. And Angela said to me, tell her. And I said, Mom, you're going to be admitted, and we're going to take the fluid off. We're going to pop you back into the regular rhythm, and it's going to be a good time. So, it's just been, it's interesting seeing how my hospital works as a patient, or at least patient loved one. I mean, because like when I had my kidney surgery, I was in and out. I had my surgery. I stayed overnight. They walked me around. They say, get the hell out of here the next morning. I'm like, good. I'm glad to get the hell out of here. But, my mom's been there for like 3 or 4 days. She's going home tomorrow. All is right with the world. But, just all of it, because it's like you have such little contact with the doctors. Like the doctors come in once or twice a day. And like the main doctor comes in the morning, and then the nurse practitioner comes in about twice a day. The nurses are coming in all the time, and the nurses are fabulous. I mean, they're the real workhorses in this situation, and kudos to the nurses. But just seeing it on that other end, because like when I'm working, I'm going from patient to patient to patient to patient, and it's hours of me doing this, and it's just
very different.
And it's just that snapshot for that patient with us. And it's kind of eye-opening. And then the other funny part was that after we got my mom back into the regular rhythm, I was concerned that she was still fluid overloaded. And the electrician who happens to also be her clinic electrician, he's like, yeah, I think she's volume overloaded, and she's going to go back into AFib unless we get all this fluid off. And her clinic cardiologist showed up and said hi. She's like, yeah, I think he's volume up too. So the 3 of us are all like, she needs more fluid taken off. And the nurse practitioner was kind of like explaining to me about like the patient my mother has severe tricuspid regurgitation, and I'm being fooled by the neck veins. I'm like, lady, I was there when the magic was written. So trust me, she's volume up. And
When
so
I
Do you
Aslan.
know who I am?
Dr.
Yeah.
Aslan.
Know?
Yeah. And so anyway, they gave my mom a little bit of extra Lasix. Her creatinine bumps a little bit. The cardiologist taking care of the hospital. I've known him since I was a fellow. He's a great guy. We get Christmas cards from each other each year, all the things. And my mom was like, he was pissed. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, my kidney function numbers bumped a little bit because you guys dried me out quite a bit, and he didn't want that to happen. And we're like, but the rest of us did. So, and my mom was like, I don't like him anymore. So the whole thing was just absolutely hilarious. So anyway, so she's doing good. She's coming home tomorrow, and then and then in game, I've been dinking around doing the power play thing for the power play CG, and I was doing the CZs before the update, and then decided to just do mining. And let me tell you something about the mining. If you don't have a good market, undermining by mining sucks.
Yeah,
Yep.
this is what I've been saying.
Yeah, no, because it's like, I mean, I could do all my mining and then I'm selling it for like these shit prices and like the merits are like kind of meh. So you gotta marry the market so you have to have a lot of things in place for mining to really be uber effective.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy the hell out of my T11, so that part wasn't a big deal. But but it was just kind of like there were no hot spots in the system that were really nice, and I was ready to just say, you know what, I'm just going to shoot rocks and fill my thing and call it a day, and I don't care what's in there. And it probably would have been faster, and someone probably would have figured out the math that I would probably be doing the same number of merits per hour. Even if I'm filling my hold, So no, I was just like, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to do my mining and enjoy it and not worry about it.
Who cares?
So, who cares? Yeah. So I'm in the 50th percentile. So I'm going to go back to new Screwspace and work on all that stuff out there.
Nice.
Great.
Cool. Awesome. Audaxius,
Yeah.
what's up? What's up with you?
Well, the typical highs and lows. One of the highs was being blocked on Discord by a more well-known Elite Dangerous content creator.
What does that mean?
Always a highlight. Love that for me.
Freaking Dutch.
That's one of my now favorite descriptions of me came from a guy in Discord. He said, "All you do is engage in Discord PvP," and that is now my favorite phrase. And I was like, and he's absolutely right. He said it as criticism, and he's absolutely right. So,
I'm dying. That's so
yeah,
good.
yep. I am on the coattails of getting the house done. I actually started my own little side consulting thing. Got my first customer because apparently I wasn't busy enough. And
Consulting what?
With my line of work, like with historical preservation.
Stones.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, making stuff keep standing.
Yeah.
Some old
and,
bull crap somewhere,
in game, been crushing the CG. I think I'm almost in the top 25%, and loving it. And I get that the mechanics have been janky, but this is a fully endorsed power play, like focused gameplay window that they gave us, and I'm just all on board for it.
I have lots of questions.
Yeah, I blew up a guy. Now what that means is I landed the kill shot, but that doesn't matter because my name is what stays in his contacts panel. So for all intents and purposes, I blew him up, even though Roy did most of the actual damage. Doesn't matter. Someone around is flying around with an Audaxius killed you in their contacts panel, and I'd like to think I finally arrived. But got blown up by some Delane guys, and then and my favorite type of in-game interaction got like system patrolled by Delane guys that thought I was Ashling, and we had this in-game conversation about that.
Did you show him that you didn't have blue toenail polish?
Yeah, I forget. I think he hit the interdict before the full scan, so he couldn't see my aligned power. Pulled me to normal space and apologized. He was like, "Oh wow, I'm sorry. We're just trolling for Ashling simps, and we can see that you're not one of them. So be on your way." And I was like, "This is like all of the steam in the ganking bitching argument gets taken out if those same interactions happened like with a little kind of tongue in cheek in game like voice chat.
Yep.
It changes the whole feel of the exact same interaction. So that's been a lot of fun, and seen a ton of people flying around, and I think this is exactly the kind of CG that's going to really give us great windows of not just PvP, but like player interactions. So that's been a lot of fun. Yep.
Well, golly, I mean, if top 25% is crushing the CG, then I'm definitely doing that, and I've only flown 2 conflict zones.
Yeah. It's not hard when you're doing combat. Now the combat's actually an undermining tactic. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Good change. More on that later. I think that is ultimately a good change. As much confusement as there is right now regarding how it's been implemented, or whether it's been implemented, or whose fault it is that it is or is not been implemented. What's left? Lark Shadow.
What is up?
What are you doing, dude?
My brain is fried from this week, man. I've just been getting killed at work, which is a good problem to have because we were so very dead before all this picked up again. So it's nice to be busy, but it's just the whiplash from it I'm still feeling. You know what I mean? And outside of that, I've been doing a lot of the power CZs. Even in my Caspian, the only person that got close as a player to blowing me up was Chig, of all people.
Well, he's good at that.
Yeah, he showed up and he's like, "Oh, I want to see how tough the canopy is," and then just freaking lays into me. And my Caspian isn't fully engineered yet. There wasn't a whole lot I could do.
You should rephrase that. The only reason you didn't blow up is because he stopped shooting you.
He let you go, man.
100%.
Is that how that works?
That said, one of the nights I was doing the power CZs, I was actually streaming it.
Yeah.
And I had what I think was a stream sniper show up because he was a Yong-Rui power aligned, but just would not lay off me and was just trying to blow me up. I was in my dropship at the time, which is an armored beast of a ship right now. Like, no SRVs, no nothing. I'm running the full armor and module reinforcements all the way down, man. Yeah, you can keep laughing. That's fine.
You mean you're doing something meta?
Yeah. But you know what's funny? He was in a freaking Mamba and couldn't blow up my damn dropship.
Oh, Mamba's the sports car every blowhard buys without being able to actually handle it.
I was very pleased because my dropship was just tanking everything he was throwing at me, like so. And I'm running rails and plasma on that ship too. So every time we passed, I was doing way more damage than he was. Eventually, he ran off, and I stayed in the CZ with 33% hull and finished it with 33% hull.
It was also a Lark face reveal, by the way. It was shocking.
Oh, for crying out loud, I've shown my face like a million times.
No, it was a Lark face reveal. I had no clue.
The face was shocking, or the reveal?
Just the reveal, right?
Yes.
We're all just ambient voices like in each other's heads. Who knows what we look like, but now we know what Lark
we know
looks
what
like.
you look like.
Yeah.
You're the roguish, handsome... You're like the roguish, handsome... bard of the group.
If anyone wants to learn what I look like, go in the Loose Screws general chat and look at the picture that Jello Wiggler posted today. That is what I look like.
Except you're taller.
I'm going to back him up on this. That's absolutely what he looks like.
Drunk Cupid. Drunk Harry Cupid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, hey, congratulations on the stream snipe. That's a big hallmark as a streamer.
Yeah, so, but outside of that, I'm now back in colony space because we're in the final week of my first station, and so we're doing all the big stuff now, like steel and whatnot.
Cool.
I've got help out here with Volt and Ranglon, and it's just been a good time. Would recommend. Colonizing's fun if you're doing it with people.
Well, does that leave?
That leaves the oblivious.
Just one person.
Only one remains.
Yeah. Well, I had a excellent Thanksgiving. Spent it in Savannah with my daughter and her husband. His brother and his wife was there. My brother-in-law and his wife and daughter were there. And for the first time in the last 5 years, my son was able to join us.
That's
fantastic.
Great. That's great.
There. So good crowd, 3 dogs, and 28-pound smoked turkey. It was great.
Ooh, nice.
Consumed that and then promptly passed out and had some fever dream about a bunch of Canucks taking over our podcast, something like that. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, pirate Canadians.
Yeah.
Always ripping off a better product, huh?
There you
Those
go.
Cobra chickens are a menace.
So came back in game Sunday, and started looking for power CZs, but by that time they had disappeared. And then we heard that we were doing it wrong.
But it wasn't broken.
But it wasn't broken. We were just doing it wrong. And I've been back doing the CZs, and sometimes they're there and sometimes they're not. And I kind of
I'd
like
say
it,
most of the
but
time.
I also want to know why. And that's where all my questions are coming from. So hopefully we'll get a chance to talk about it here in a little bit. So
We'll dip into that here shortly.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I could say I also had an okay Thanksgiving. It was fine. We have my folks came over, my wife's mother came over, and
Oh, nice.
we, made a reasonable amount of food that was good, and we hung out and all was well. I did hop in and play a little Elite with this CG popping up, getting them their power plays, confusing though they may be. And
They
that's
didn't
it.
say your house
So-
smells.
Yeah, and
I want to say I also had a good Thanksgiving. I hosted for the second time ever and freaking nailed it. And that's all.
Nice.
Did you
Yeah, we
stream it?
hosted too, which we hadn't done in several years, but since we have the new
Nice.
house, we brought everybody over here. So.
Kind of
that's
obligated.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go to a
Okay.
friend's house. We have
Yeah.
we have a friend. So basically, the woman who does our Christmas cards has a stationery store down in Franklin, which is a suburb of Nashville. And so we've been getting our Christmas cards for years, decades at this point. And we've become really good friends. And so her parents are kind of our surrogate grandparents, so to speak. They're like an extra pair of grandparents, and they have us every year for Thanksgiving. And we all had a really good time with that. So, and then my wife spent Thanksgiving with my mother-in-law because my father-in-law passed away a few weeks ago. So she winged it off to Savannah for that. So she could have met you, Oblivious, if we plotted correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
And
in
then,
Cooler, right?
yeah, she's in Pooler, and then y'all could have all made fun of me together. But no, it was a good Thanksgiving. So
Second annual ScrewCon.
yes,
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
well, third.
Oh, would it be the third? Yeah.
Yeah, because the first two were here in Nashville.
Yeah. Wild.
I guess I forgot
Very
that there
cool.
were two.
There were two.
Yep.
Now there needs to be a Canadian version of the Screw.
Oh yeah.
Are we still doing squad updates, LOLZ?
We got a little squad stuff,
Let's change it to squad stuff.
Squad
Squad
stuff.
stuff.
Squad stuff.
Now
Totally
here's the
down.
fluff.
I'm gonna fire the thing off and change
I heard
that
that
while you
chick
take
thing
over.
too.
Yeah.
Incoming priority message. Squadron briefing.
Where the stuff at?
Yeah. So the Pax Screwiana continues. We have a few wars and elections, but good neighbors make good fences. So not a lot of excitement in Screwspace, which is good. We like it that way. We are in 349 systems and we control 99. But the big thing, I know that's the whole thing with the colonization is that they just
now.
Yeah, I mean it's meaningless because like if you map it out, we have systems like all over the freaking place, and so it's kind of annoying that it's like if I was actually able to map it out, it was like, we don't even care about like 99 or 90% of these systems because it's like some random architect did something random, and we ended up as a minor faction that was randomly generated in that space. So
yeah, and we don't even know about it until somebody comes in Discord going, "Hey, we noticed you came into our space. Like, what's your intentions?" And we're like, first of all,
we did.
you realize that all this is broken and doesn't
Yeah.
no one's in charge, and everyone,
Yeah.
no one's at the wheel here.
Yeah, but that wasn't even our
I know.
player minor faction. That was just,
Yeah,
that
was
there
a person confusing PMS for
PowerPoint.
other things.
Yeah, there was
Confusing.
somebody doing.
He said BGS and power play is the same thing. Come on, guys.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we were just someone was doing power play and dropped a bunch of bounties in that system for power play purposes, and someone was like butthurt, and I'm like, dude, chill out.
Or play, you'll get over it.
Yeah. So,
well, I'd like to speak to whoever's in charge. You're invading our space.
Yeah.
We'd like to coordinate operations together.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. So, and then the only other thing is that, we have this pretty sizable colonization project in what I've affectionately called New Screwspace. And Volt, Ranglon, Ty, Lark, Ciaran, and I are all working on the space. And I'm sure I'm probably leaving somebody out.
Because it's 2017.
Yeah. It's shaping, it's shaping up to, our goal is to kind of create a self-sustaining space, meaning that we will have pretty much all of the materials we need to do further colonization. Because there's some places where it's like basically 2 systems and you can get everything you need, except for some weird stuff. Like I have to go halfway across the galaxy to go get these combat something or others for my station, but one of my stations. But and there's almost no way that unless one of us joins the Empire to have that item. No, we're not doing that.
No,
we don't like feet that much. Yeah. So, but anyway, no, the new Screwspace is fun. Volt and I are happy to help find nice, juicy systems if you're interested in colonizing a juicy system and being part of the gang. It's a lot of fun. We're all working together, and I can say that just most of the members of the squadron have rolled up their sleeves, made deliveries for us of, steel and CMM composites and other things. So, if you don't mind doing a little hauling on occasion, let us know, and we're happy to give you something to do to help us out. And if you're wanting to have a system with your name on it, we are all happy to roll up our sleeves and help you back. So New Screwspace is kind of where the squad is at as far as some of the coordinated stuff in the name of the Loose Screws minor faction right at the moment.
Mm-hmm. It's funny when colonization first launched, I dipped into it just a little bit. Now, I never hauled a single ton of anything, but I went and found some systems thinking that we might create this new Loose Screws bubble on the edge of the human bubble.
Yeah.
And what I was leaning into was I found a system. Well, I think I ended up with just one, but maybe I can't remember if I found my first and second choice and managed to get both of them or something. But systems where we could put ground bases on ringed planets.
Yeah.
So I have that.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost opposite side of the clock from where you're setting up your bubble.
Great.
And nobody followed up with any of it. It didn't have any interest. I wasn't going to continue with it. So it's but that was my thing, was I wanted something pretty, and it was very it was crushing, frankly, to try to find that, because it left me feeling, first of all, it's just horrible that we can't rename these systems that we're colonizing, because the system names are all horrible, and anything that was remotely good was already taken and populated by Frontier when the game was created.
Yeah.
And now, and then of course instantly within 7 minutes of the update launching, the good stuff within the bubble, anything interesting within the bubble was scooped up. So you got to go to the edge. And I did find a ringed world with room for planetary bases. And it's a very nice, pretty system with a lot of fun features and stuff. But it's got some name I can't remember, and I don't know.
It's out there.
Yeah. Trying to find that was so hard. I played around with Spanch filters, and the best I could do was get it down to a list of a few hundred things that then I had to go cross-check against EDSM to figure out if it was even possible that I had found what I was looking for, and then fly out there to verify. So I spent about 9 hours trying to find this one system that I eventually found. And anyway, that process was crushing, never hauled a ton, and was personally, emotionally crushed by colonization in that process. So that's my story.
Without hauling.
Wild.
I mean, imagine if you built a tier 3 all by yourself. I mean,
Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my story. So the hotness right now is power play, though, isn't it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This is the short PP report.
Target shields offline. Target destroyed.
It's average, so get your facts straight.
Who's got this?
Why does it go for so long?
It just
Because-
fades out.
Oh,
man.
you
It
can
goes out
talk
forever.
over it.
I mean, Daxie, aren't you like the highest ranking power play person on the podcast?
Yeah, what's your rank?
I'd like to have you know. Oh, for God's sake, what is my rank? I mean, how
You're
many
the pole
stars?
master.
Hold on, how many stars are in the sky? I mean, how can I even?
What's your rank,
quantify?
man? Give me a number.
Wow.
Hold on. I know I have to navigate to this.
Anyone on the video version can already see mine before he answers.
It's over 100
How much over 100?
by a number. It's 155. It's not that high.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're higher
it's
than me.
It's
All right.
average. Get your
I'm
facts
100.
straight.
I'm 137.
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ, get out of here! Remember, I took like a month and a half off.
I got you both.
It turns out that the biggest, unfortunately the biggest change they've made, ditching 1-ton trading, has had basically the exact impact that I anticipated. Which is
Oh, good.
via Kruger 5's wonderful summaries that we get that actually quantify the changes in the game. Yong-Rui is falling off a cliff. And
Big
thank
time.
the Lord, because he was buffed by cheaters.
And you know
Cheaters
what?
cheaters who
It's
cheat.
not
Not cheat. It's not
those
cheating if you
stupid
can do
CEOs
it.
deserve
Dude,
it.
it's just so, I'm so happy that we are doing so poorly because we didn't deserve all those victories. Yong-Rui is
On behalf of Yong-Rui, I would just like to say, if the code was written the way that the code was written, it is perfectly legal to do what you can within the confines of the coding to bring your power to victory, and to bring your I mean, it's
I hate
and
it.
it's just the damn feds and the damn empire that are like, we need more regulation and more rules. I mean, and FDev, because they're in the pockets of like big blue feet and
big feet,
big little
Big feet.
big little dictator. I mean, and when I say little, I mean, Archer
Yeah.
knows what I'm talking about. So
well, this
know,
is
When I look at the chart right now, I mean, sure. So Yong-Rui is about in the middle of the pack here, but is plus for the week and second place for total
But
points gained for the week.
Here's where it comes: is Kruger's analysis, and I love people that know numbers because I do not.
Okay.
Was he crunched out a table you can find in our Power Play Hub, which is specifically who was most affected by that change.
Yeah.
And it's the average power, the whatever the metric is in points. Basically, the higher the number you got, the better you did. The more negative the number, the bigger the changes. 1-ton trading was nixed. Delane had the least impact, and forgive me for not knowing what this last number is, but basically Delane had a net positive of only 233. Yong-Rui had the biggest diminish by almost double of Ashling in 11th place. Yong-Rui was negative 6,420.
Yeah.
For
So there's
reference,
a,
the next
Ashling was
one in
negative
line is in the
3,900.
3,000s. Yeah.
What that
Yeah,
means is that the handful of Yong-Rui commanders that had whatever this macro was ironed out to a T, they were basically all Yong-Rui, and now they're all off the table.
And you Yong-Ruiers that are doing that, I'm not mad. but I am disappointed.
Very. Yeah.
Okay.
Play the
What do
game.
you got against automation? I mean,
There-
you
there's
know,
a-
I mean, it
The
increases
automation wasn't-
productivity for everybody.
Bloom, I got a gotcha game I'd love to sell you on.
So on Kruger's site here, there's a graph and it's showing between cycles 22 and up to current. And the bar graph, you can see like around cycle 40 when the Soon Till relics went fucking crazy. And since then, since like everybody's been climbing, drifting up and sometimes crossing places a little bit, but there's a little bump, almost nothing for Delane, absolutely nothing for Petraeus and Torval, but pretty much everybody else sees a little bump. And that particular week, Yong-Rui goes absolutely stratospheric at that point, has a more incline than Duval, than Aisling for the next several weeks. And then you see there's this big move, and it's almost like it's right before they make the change. During that cycle, Aisling and Yong-Rui gain a shitload just in that 1 week, and then level off. And everybody else has a little bump and also levels off a little. Delane is like the only person that doesn't level off at all.
Yeah,
and
that's
actually
because they have
hard
one MO.
plateau.
right.
And what a strange irony. The reveal, the big reveal is that the only honest power player is Delane, the pirate.
I knew it from the beginning.
What the hell?
Well, Delaners, we love
He's
you
been
crazy.
like the solid dude the whole time.
The crew with the power wide rules to always play in open turns out to be the one who isn't fucking around with the rules.
I know.
Sure.
Who'd have thought, man? Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
That is so funny.
To hammer out another cliche, it like literally levels the playing field, because by God, like why taint a system that can offer fair play and the necessity of coordination with all that dumb exploity numbers crunching BS. So I was really excited to see how it played out in the CG, and like clockwork, everyone got undermined and blasted all to hell. And that may not have been the case with one-ton trading to falsely buffer reinforcements. So I was glad everyone got hammered.
Right, because the one-ton trading was, because it didn't, like you're complaining earlier about the markets and stuff having such an impact, and that's still true. Like that's what we've kind of said from the beginning, right? Is that mining, as far as power play is concerned, is really circumstantial.
Yeah,
and maybe I don't know. It's tough to say like that everything should always be perfectly balanced. Maybe some things being a little better for one thing, a little worse for other things, or having certain circumstances or something is fine. I'm not sure how you would really balance it anyway, but
I mean, I think I think healthy imbalance is a good thing. I mean, like I said, I mean, there's so much randomness in the galaxy because it's a big place that the odds of having, a specific system that's a mining system where you have something really good you can get because it's pristine resources, or because it's you got a good hotspot of something, and then having a market for it either in system, or that happens to be your stronghold or fortified,
right.
And you can use it to acquire that. There's places to acquire that's within range of it. That's a few and far between thing, and that's fine. I mean, I don't need or want FDev to start putting their fingers on the scales in different places to, God hand some mining hotspots to make mining more fun for power play. I mean, I'm going to do the mining.
That's why this adjustment to trading, because this adjustment to trading made it so it was regardless of any other factor, no matter what. Yeah. It was just always trade, as long as you were using this macro. So anyway, that's why it counts as cheating and not just automation.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to role play the corporate shill, Lee Yong-Rui frat bro, kind of thing. I think actually, some of these changes are great, and it is hilarious to see the response of, the people who are using the one-ton trade come down to earth, just like the people who were undermining using that data exploit, whatever the hell that was, causing catastrophic, drops in or not influence, but whatever the hell it's called in power play.
It was the way they were piling it up.
They were,
and dumping it all
they're
at once,
piling up their undermine bombs. I was just like, I mean, those kind of things. It was just kind of, I mean, I don't mind Sturm and Drang, and I wouldn't mind the undermining and the reinforcing to be a little bit more volatile than it is, but equally volatile. So that it's you can actually, in a decent organized amount, really do a number on a system. But I mean, I think that would be the one thing that they could do, is just have a little bit more, allow for a little more chaos, but balanced chaos. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Rather than exploit leading to chaos.
Right. Yeah. So along with the update, as you mentioned, we get power data comes back turned back on. So they managed to fix it. And I'm trying to remember back. I said, now, depending on how this comes back, it'll prove what the real exploit was. And I think since it comes back and it doesn't seem to work any differently from like you still collect the data and then take it back to a system and turn it in, that's when the merits pay, right?
Oh, I didn't know what the exploit was with that. I never did.
Well, answer that though. Like if you, like, because you did this the other night, right?
Yes, yeah.
At the point of turn in.
Yeah.
So the exploit, though, well, I think that means we don't know exactly what the exploit was, or they've managed to find a way around it by time gating them or something like that. Like maybe they only last a certain amount of time before you have to turn them in, or they disappear. But I'm pretty sure what was happening was people were just racking up. There was probably an exploit to do with the
I think it was the way
station they were getting it from.
Yeah, I think it had to do with, like, they could do some kind of relog thing at the point of downloading and just get infinite ones and then turn them all in at once. I'm assuming that's been fixed.
So it's more than just hoarding them for weeks and weeks and weeks, because they were managing to do it, within a week and then still dump huge bombs. So, so whatever it is, it's been fixed. So it's probably more complicated then, because the fix doesn't change the turn-in mechanic. So anyway, back online, that's all good. And then with this community goal, we get a little bit of improvement to the power play combat undermining mechanic.
Yeah.
And here's where the confusion comes in. So check my timeline, everybody. So they start 4 CGs and 1 for each superpower and 1 for the independent superpowers. And we'll circle back to that as well. But okay, so we get these, and it's basically just score power play points. And the goal says that it explains that they're going to mark targets that your power is undermining, so that you can participate in the most important, the highest activity areas for undermining. And those are marked on GalMap, which is a cool change. Markers in GalMap, cool change. And that conflict zones will spawn. And everybody goes and does it, and the undermining goes apeshit. And then the conflict zones disappear, and everybody says, well, this seems to be broken. What's going on? So some 20 hours later, there's a post in the forums, and it says, nothing's broken, but everybody was doing undermining and nobody was reinforcing. And now my own personal aside, because you told us to.
Yeah.
Okay, back to you, Paul. So we've added a set of markers for reinforcement, and then they made changes to how the reinforcement is also going to pay well, so that it'll counteract the minus 35% that you'll tend to get that you'll get for reinforcement. To which I have 2 comments. Number 1, it's not showing that on the screen, so I'm having to just take you at your word that that's a visual bug, because it's still showing minus 35% even when I'm reinforcing in a marked system. And 2, back when the whole minus 35% for reinforcing thing was corrected, not when it was instated, but a few weeks later when it was corrected with another update, they said that if you're reinforcing in systems that have a lot of undermining activity in the last 24 hours, there won't be any penalty. So I think we were already supposed to be not penalized 35%.
You just
So
wouldn't
I
have
don't
known it.
know. I don't know now, like,
Yeah.
is it a visual bug and or was the update many weeks ago where they said that if we go where the undermining activity is, then we won't be penalized? Is that not true? Or is the thing he's saying now not true because it was always that way before? I don't know what to make of any of that.
See, Paul, he should have just said, "Greetings, commanders. I want to clarify the situation currently with the Enclave. Nothing is broken." And stop right there.
Everything is fine. Nothing
Everything's
is ruined.
fine. Nothing's broken. Now go
No,
figure it.
I think what we're seeing is the real-time bug fixing of them adding yet another Thargoid war mechanic. Because you guys remember the activity tracker there, right?
Oh,
The
yeah.
top 10 systems.
Yeah.
So what they had some code that could monitor, and I don't know if they said specifically what they monitored. I don't know if it was bonds or what. But
A thing.
they edited that, whatever it was tracking. Now they're adapting it to power play. Thank God. I think first off, I don't think they estimated the amount of people. Like the number
would
of merits
hammer the
put up
power play,
shocked
yeah.
me. Yeah, it like was shocking. The fact that every system got hammered basically into oblivion, and it
Freaking
updates
hilarious
in
is what it
real
was.
time, which also
But it's a
really
it's a delta of
interests me.
40% because remember at least it looks like it is, and that was before they put in this change, even though this thing was supposed to be that way to begin with. But there's a delta of 40% for attacking. So anyway,
yeah, the fact that it updates in real time, I think is great because tying that to a weekly server tick would be like silly. And I know that they hit this hiccup in the Thargoid War because when they initially implemented that notice wouldn't go away, and people felt like it was the whole, remember, a system would get cleared,
it got cleared,
and then they wouldn't announce it, and people are like, well, shoot, we're wasting our effort. So they had to go back and be like, oh, this needs to update in real time. I think that's the first real analog of it that they're doing now with power play. It does not bug me that the week has had so much fuckery in it, because I remember the Thargoid War and I'm like, they had to figure out a lot of this on the go. They do not have the capacity to do this amount of testing on their own. And I know that people gripe about that, but I went so far in the weeds this week that I was like, you know what? I'm going to get actual numbers for this shit. What is Elite's actual, follow me on this quick tangent. I was like, what people have been bitching about, like the testing and the fact that this wasn't thought through, or they're having to fix it on the fly. I was like, what percentage of Elite is Frontier? I'm actually going to be the nerd who goes through the financials. Like, and far be it from me, man. You know, I don't care about that stuff. But wow, I came to learn Frontier Developments is not the company that makes Elite dangerous. Frontier Developments is the company that makes Planet Zoo and Jurassic World bullshit. Oh, and by the way, Elite Dangerous is way over on the side.
it's like a
we are like a fraction of their revenue. It's like maybe between 5 and 10%. Specifically, they don't say. But the point is their other games are 80% of their portfolio.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh, you know what? It doesn't bug me that they don't really test this stuff because, for fuck's sake, like, I'm just glad they're still here at all.
Yep.
Oh, how could they test it?
Yeah,
like
they
you said,
can't.
like everybody bombed the thing. You can't. It's live, so you get a pretty good idea, and you put it. Look, I believe him when he says nothing's broken.
Yeah.
I think it's a disingenuous comment to say it's just that everyone was attacking and no one was defending. Like, we did what you said to do.
And tied an in-game module reward to that.
Yeah, like you put markers in and said, go undermine these systems. And then he was like, why the fuck is nobody reinforcing? So that's fine.
I mean, the community goes and figures out that there's embedded code in an audio file or triangulates where a particular something is going on in the universe, but
He's
you
on like
idiots
2.5
couldn't figure out that you
miles.
needed to go reinforce some of these systems? God.
Well, if
This
there's
is
not
on
a
you guys, idiots. Where's your strategy?
I love that point.
Yeah.
now with regard to the conflict zones,
Mm.
Oblivious, do you have any more insight on this? Because I know you were kind of paying attention to it over the past day.
Well, let's use today's example, and maybe you can help me understand what's going on. And I'm going back to Paul's note too,
Yeah.
where he said once a system has been undermined 10% over a threshold, e.g., fortified or exploited, the system is no longer eligible for marking and therefore won't have any CZs spawned in them. Now let's talk about that one first.
Yeah.
Here, undermine it 10% over the threshold. So if it's being undermined, I assume what he's saying there is, as the undermining approaches the lower end of exploit or the lower end of fortified and around 10%, that's when it stops.
See, I hear it the other way. I hear him saying a 10% below a threshold, that should mean if I push it from fortified to exploited and then 10% of the way down the next thing, that's where it should stop. If
Down or up?
by that word,
Because
down. Like
he's
saying
used
undermining. He's saying undermining past the threshold. So he's going
10% over the threshold is specifically what he used, over the threshold.
Yeah,
Oh,
but like
what's the
like,
threshold?
if it makes you feel better, the tug of war bar is horizontal. So
Right.
either direction can be over in hopscotch.
And here's what I think is happening and why it's actually somewhere in the middle of that, Oblivious. Because Oblivious had told me earlier that he checked 2 of those systems where there should have been power CZ still, but it had either been undermined or completed or whatever. I can't remember which state he said it was. You can correct me on that, Oblivious. But one of them did not have power CZs and one of them still had a few. And what I think happened with that is there may have still been players in some of those CZs, so the CZs haven't disappeared because the players hadn't finished them yet.
No, that's not. I don't. That's not how instancing works. So if the players are in the CZ, they could stay in there forever. You know what I mean? Well, I guess maybe it wouldn't restart again. I'm not sure. But we from the outside, we stop seeing. Like if we haven't dropped into it yet, it'll stop existing right in your face.
Oh, I got
And
okay.
All right.
that would happen with Thargoid War too.
Okay, so let's stay with that.
Yeah.
And then talk about what I saw today. And I'm taking Paul's comment, specifically talking about undermining and extrapolating, assuming that this same 10% over threshold is going to apply to reinforcing.
Right.
And maybe that's what I saw today. Because in the AM this morning, got on, checked, I'll abbreviate, C5-13 system. It's in the exploited. It's Rui. The progress was progressing in Rui's favor. There was conflict zones there. And I said, fine, I'm going to come back and fight that later this afternoon. I come back like 3-4 hours later, go back in there. There's no conflict zones at all.
And had it progressed more in
okay, that's
Rui's
where
favor?
I'm going. It had progressed more. I didn't take a snapshot of it, but
right.
I can remember looking at it. I would have said from that graphic, the progress bar was within 10% of hitting fortified.
Okay.
I'm going, okay, so.
Oh, so it's 10% of the next threshold from where it was earlier today. Ah, okay.
Right.
So, because I was about to say, does this mean conflict zones appear within 10% of a threshold either way? But no, it sounds like they're always beneath a threshold.
Yeah, they're in
which
between.
Sort of makes sense. Well, but the demarcation for conflict zones is always going to be the 10% beneath from the perspective of whoever's holding the system.
Right.
Right. So
maybe.
Yeah.
But now I go out to. Let me get over there. Let's go out to the other one. which
The
is
other marked system.
B10-3, the other red
And
system.
in case we hadn't said, and only the systems that are marked for on the GAL map should be eligible for conflict zones, because this is all additional. Previously, conflict zones only appeared during the acquisition phase of a system.
And I'm talking specifically right now of the reinforce/defense, which would be the red markers.
Yeah.
So in this system, it had conflict zones this morning. It had conflict zones just before we started the show here. I went out and checked it. And the progress is not going well for Rui. But the current progress bar is at about 30 percentile within the exploited. So if what we're
So it's
saying
not
here is
10%
making
of a-
sense, if
yeah.
it continued to drop down to that 10%, they would go away. Or if it went in the other direction and got up to, let's say, 90% of exploited, or the last 10% of exploited on the upper end of that then maybe they would go away. I'm guessing this is what I'm trying to figure out at this point.
But so now I'm getting information from both sides then, because it seemed, at first it was pulling me in one direction, and then I was thinking, well, maybe it's just 10% below a particular threshold, but that doesn't match up with what you're observing in the second system. So here we are, confusement. Dear Paul, we do not understand what you're meaning. I believe you when you say it's working right. We just want to know what it's supposed to do. And I love that conflict zones can now appear out besides just an acquisition. That's awesome. That's super needed, because combat outside of the acquisition phase was horribly, horribly tilted toward reinforcing. And that's bad, because it's bad for chaos. It's bad for systems turning over. It makes it super hard to take back a system once somebody has it. Unless you have 1 ton trading on a macro or something. But so yeah.
And I want
Also
to be clear here too, I like that it's more fluid. I like that I don't have to wait 24 hours for a tick to see what's going on. I like seeing that change. That's kind of cool. I just want to understand the levers.
I also really appreciate that in these 3 focused systems that each power is going to have, that buff to reinforcement means that if you're actually fighting a war there, it's equal. Because the buff to 35% removes, it zeroes out. So if you have a long-term strategy of reinforcing, you're going to have to, grind the wheels a little longer. But if it's a war, it's a fair fight. And I'm like, that's a great call.
Well, it's still 5% toward the attacker, right? But it's only 5%. And that's probably fine.
Yeah.
So here's my question, hearing all this.
It's working I want more. Let's see if you got it.
Yeah. It's working that way out there in the middle of nowhere. What if we tried to use those same mechanics, like pushing for Bumber or something?
Well, so
we got to wait till they're turned on.
As I read it,
this is just
the
in the
Enclave area is where this has first been turned on. But they said they said that this was the plan, and perhaps with a little adjustment after they see how it goes. But I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is the thing going forward. It's just that it's happening in the Enclave right now. So they're going to have a total of as many as 3 systems can be marked for defense and 3 for offense, for your power. So that would be
it's
great.
Supposed to be where the most activity is. What did it say? What did
By
it say?
activity, I assume they mean like number of commanders coming and going.
Well, but that raises the next question. Like there was yesterday, there was 3 of these. Now there's only 2.
Yeah, well, there's probably a lower bottom threshold, right? Like it's the 3 top, but it's not always the 3 top. It's the 3 top as long as there is enough activity to justify it, kind of thing. Whatever the threshold number is. Hidden stat.
We need to figure out what that stat is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure that as soon as this goes live in the galaxy, that somebody will figure it out.
Oh, it'll be known like same day once it goes live because there'll be enough
So
of it.
in theory, though, you would think since the C5-13 system, Rui is now sitting ready to go fortified, which he won't do until the end of the
It'll go
week.
Overnight, right?
Or will it go overnight?
I don't
Regardless, that system is well in hand. So if a bunch of commanders are out there watching what's going on and wanting to do reinforcing, they should all switch over to the other system, which would say this system's activity drops off and that red marker should go away.
Yeah, I think it's only acquiring a new system that happens on the weekly.
On the weekly.
I think all of the other states are daily.
But we've seen the markers go away on dailies.
Interesting.
Yeah,
there was 3 markers yesterday.
Yeah, well, maybe they happen right away then. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
To be honest, I've never paid that close attention to the interstitial states, but acquisition, I know because we've been in wars and they're going to go on till the Thursday, regardless of how far past the completion threshold you push it. It's just whoever has the most points at the end.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying the heck out of it regardless.
Yeah, Yong-Rui has 2 right now, and the weird thing is as much as I missed your power play, I look at the minutia of this, and I don't know if this is just me or it's like having just turned 40. I'm like, I don't got time for this shit.
It's the 40 thing.
I just want the blue marker on a system in game, and I want to go shoot.
Well, that's why the markers are so great. I've got three blue
great.
markers and 2 red markers. It's outstanding. Great.
Yeah.
I agree too. I want to go shoot, but I've been showing up at these markers and there hasn't been anything to shoot, and I want to know why.
You know,
So
but it's not just for shooting. It's not just for shooting. It's,
I agree.
It's for all of power play.
Yeah.
Now, the conflict zones is this 10% thing needs to get cleared up as far as when they actually spawn. It's great that they spawn. I'm not saying that they have to be there all the time. Otherwise, they'd just be every system would always have conflict zones right through the whole bubble, which would
Please, no, don't
needed.
stop.
No.
It is the 41st millennium.
terrible.
And the galaxy knows only war.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but I get it. Like you want variability, but there's a lot of power play activities, and like they're all viable for this CG as well. So like this isn't just because I hop onto it whenever I see a conflict zone, doesn't mean that's the only thing. And I need to. Well, we'll get onto this, I guess in a second, but get back out the on-foot data and see how that's going, because I did kind of enjoy that.
Oh, there is another very minor update that I think they snuck in that I just noticed. You know, every individual power has their ethos with specific activities.
Yeah.
On the galaxy map, that is now literally spelled out.
Oh, true.
If you go to the activities on the system, if you highlight a system in the galaxy map, there's a bunch more activities, and they specifically say ethos bonus if you get the buff to it.
Nice.
Well done. I don't think you even told us that. Those sneaky guys.
Oh yeah, nice ethos bonus because ours is trade at Yong-Rui.
Yeah.
How much does that
Trade and
overlap with
exploration.
mining? Oh, exploration too.
Yeah, handing bio
There is
research
some
data.
overlap
Ethos
with
bonus.
mining, but it depends on where you're mining it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 100% on the
cartography data,
and
I'm pretty
the
sure
bio.
I'm pretty sure mining is trade. Like mining is not its own
At the
separate
point of
thing in power play because you get
sale.
the merits at the point of sale. So
Yeah.
that it's circumstantial because it depends on the market, and they only count for merits if you've mined them within the system. As far as I know, that's true for acquisition. I guess I'm not sure about the rest, but
And if there's any intrepid explorers out there, I will remind you that Yong-Rui is the power that gives you the extra bonus.
Yep.
So you can be out in Beagle Point working for your power if you want to.
But you got to come back.
But you
gotta come
don't
back.
you don't get paid till you get back.
Yeah.
So.
Well, high risk, high reward. Very cool.
Now you can jump in your fancy ship and do
Yeah, now you can jump in your 500 light year Caspian and get out there.
There you go.
Is that a good segue to the Caspian?
I think that's a great segue.
That's
well,
great.
you
Yeah,
need
let's
to
do
talk
that. I was
about
gonna
ground
do-
game.
I was going to do about. I was gonna do
the
feet
ground
first.
game.
Because I did it.
Yeah. Yep.
You did the feat. So plasma rounds go
Fucking hell.
plasma rounds go faster.
Fast.
The
We are
other
children.
guns, resistances and types of damage is
Love it.
severely reduced to where you really have to pay attention probably to know that
Yes.
it's even there.
I love it.
And the NPCs got smarter and faster depending on how scared they are.
They actually think. Who'd have thought?
How'd I summarize it? Pretty good.
Perfectly. Yep.
Love it.
All right, on to the Caspian. Oh, you had more. Sorry.
Yeah, I was always on the Odyssey train since it released. I hated the mechanic.
You sound like such a hippie.
Yeah, right. I've been on that train. I was a groupie for years. I always hated the mechanic of switching guns. Like, hold on, guys. Somebody else vamp. I'll be right back.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Daddy,
So has anybody
you
tested
gotta put me to
melee?
bed. No, but aren't the weapons are supposed to stow and draw
Yeah.
faster? So does that mean you can
Yes.
melee faster too?
No,
Yeah, well, that's my question.
Okay, I'm back. I hated it just breaks the action, right? Like if you're going to be doing
Okay.
something in FPS, there's a scale, right? And they wanted it to be fast paced, but not too chaotic with Odyssey. But you break the inertia of an interaction. It's like, oh, their shield's down. Oh, okay, my gun is useless. Have to switch to this other gun. I just hated that. Now it doesn't matter. Like there's very little noticeable difference. But what it means is, ultimately, the outcome of found foot combat is the same. You're having fun. It's fast paced, but now you get to shoot what you want, and you're not being punished for liking lasers or liking bullets.
Plasma
And
assault rifle.
Plasma actually works. You can actually feel like a sniper now instead of
Yes.
lobbing a wet paper towel at someone from 100 yards away. So
That's quite
Yeah.
the mental image.
They didn't
Well,
buff
that
the melee,
plasma
did they?
ball, that plasma ball does hurt. You just have
And it
to leave
hurts
the
you,
target so damn
right?
much.
You have to pay attention. I remember such a disappointment that if you had a plasma sniper, like an enemy that should present a present threat, all you had to do is walk sideways. I mean, there was no way the
yeah, you
computer
see it
could
coming
saw
track
it coming.
the speed of the projectile. You just literally sidestep, and you're winning this. Picture those movies that have these dramatic sniper battles, and it's like the high tension scene everyone remembers. And no, it's just two guys sidestepping and lobbing wet paper towels at each other. I'm like, this is pathetic. Now I mean, you can track the plasma because I guess they're slower than a laser, but not by much. So you can get slapped pretty hard from a distance.
Yeah.
And it's great. It kind of brings it up to par with what you would expect from an FPS thing. And you don't have to engineer a bunch of guns if you don't want. You can have your Aphelion be grade 5 and just wreck everyone from a distance. So I'm real big fan.
Cool.
That's cool. I already do have some maxed out plasma guns that I built
Nice.
for power play missions.
Yep.
And they're like silent
And hey,
and all that stuff. So I'm fine. Like I don't have to do engineer anything. I'm fine with these guns. I'm sure I'll conflict zone with them just fine.
yeah. It adds the added spice if you're going to do data for power play. Now you actually got to pay attention, which is great because it's that much more engaging. And then God knows whatever's coming down the pipeline with operations.
Did you talk
Like-
about how I missed that? I zoned out for a sec. Did you talk about how the AI is better too for the
Yes.
NPCs?
They
Yeah.
think.
They
They
run
don't-
and they hide, they shoot back at you instead of just continuing to do whatever the fuck they were doing before when you started to shoot at them.
press you with grenades. There's certain types that will advance under fire, whereas others don't, and you can tell the
It's
difference.
so good. It feels
Yeah.
so much better
Yeah.
immersion wise.
I'm glad I went with all the stealth mods.
Right.
Because that's basically what I maxed out was all the stealth mods, like quiet footsteps. My guns are double stealth, everything that I'm using. In fact, one of the times we were playing, we're sneaking into a base, Audaxius and I, and he's about to get scanned by this guard. And then he goes, "What happened?"
I love
That
that.
guy just fell
Yep.
down dead. I was standing right next to him. Like I could have reached out my arm and touched him, and I just executed that guy in the back of the head. And Audaxius had no idea I fired my gun. That's how well when you get both silencing things on your gun, it's like ridiculous. Nobody knows it even happened, and they're standing right
Yeah.
next to you.
When you casually turn around and your friend has committed murder, it's just a weird feeling. It's like, This is really testing the bonds of our friendship.
I did it for you. He was going to catch
They did
you.
it for me. Yeah, it's like I saved your butt. Thanks.
The guy was
Yeah,
scamming you,
he
man.
turns around and Trax is like holding the guy's hand. I found this for you.
Like, what? I did it here. This is for you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I griped when Odyssey came out about the Odyssey gripers because people, God, it was like, this feels like a game from like 2006 with the FPS stuff. And that always chapped my hide because I'm like, you know what you had in 2006 when you were playing the original Halo? You had fun. And you weren't comparing it to everything else and sitting and nitpicking. I'm like, this is the space sim that's not gonna have every mechanic up to snuff. But what's cool is they've kind of done that, and they didn't have to. And it's just little ways that they're piecing together what they can from what they've already put in the game, and really giving us what we know they could have done all along, but they didn't. And I just see them taking really good steps to invest these things that already exist. Now, for God's sake, we could just get that to ExoBio, but we could wait for that. But I love it, and it gives me hope for what Operations becomes, because then if they threw this in as like an afterthought now, I'm like, well, shoot, like Operations might be a hell of a lot of fun once it rolls around.
This is definitely like a getting ready for, so that they've got the AI ready and they have time to, because like we said, you can't test this stuff.
Nope. You could never have enough paid testers with a game of this size and scope with what Elite is to Frontier. So I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be along for the ride, and I'm gonna expect the bugs, but for God's sake, it could be 2022 and we could be staring at the end of the game again, but we're not, so I'm happy. Yeah. Yep. So now, does anyone got the Caspian?
Oblivious is a Caspian, and it looks like he paid the big bucks.
Oh, what a shill.
69,000.
What do the bottom of Braben's boots taste like there, Oblivious?
You know what I named it? FU money.
Yes.
Okay,
Lark,
so before you
that is
before
the
you get,
weirdest Caspian ship kit I've ever seen before. It looks
drop ship.
remarkably like.
I went and got my drop ship because I wanted to shoot at Trax.
Fuck you,
you
money.
can shoot at me if you want. Okay, so Oblivious, before we get too far into how the ins and outs of this boat, I wanted to point out that when you drive the thrusters, and I don't know, is this just the hollow kit thing, or is this happen even when the hollow kit's not on? But when you drive the thrusters, all the little like lines and detailing in the hull glows.
That's part of the hollow kit.
Okay, so if he takes the hollow kit
mine
off,
doesn't do that.
not only does he not have the ribbons, but it doesn't. I'm going to turn my headlights off. Hold on.
Yeah, it shouldn't. It wouldn't be all sparkly then. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all the little like the connectors between the panels have a subtle glow to them that comes to life.
This
would only when you thrust. It's cool.
It's
I like it.
Of the other hollow kits that I've seen, I've never had. This is the first ship that I actually liked the hollow kit on.
Well, it was just Type 11's the only other one that has one, right?
Yes,
he invented it for Type 11.
Yep. And I didn't like it for that. It was.
I actually want to see how big my dropship is next to the Caspian, because Caspian seems big from the outside, but the dropship's a pretty big medium ship. So
When you park it next to Panther Clipper, there's not a lot of difference.
Yeah, there's about the same footprint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Caspian's wider and longer. Oh yeah, when I zoom out, it's a lot bigger. Okay.
Yeah, man.
There's the scale. Yeah. I'll get a screenshot.
Put you guys against the star here.
So I haven't engineered it. Everything. Well, I let me back up. I haven't put any experimentals on it. I have engineered it.
Good.
I did take it out to the system where the current plant CG is at, bio CG is out.
Mm-hmm.
And or dropped in on the planet several times, and it's just stupid easy.
The 75-degree glide.
Yeah, you don't even have to think about it now. You just point and go. And
an extra 1,000 meters a second.
Exactly.
Yeah. Max downward angle you can go, and I did this on a 0.5G world with mine, is 74 and a little bit percent. You get to 75 and you're in danger of it dropping out. But those thrusters will still just stop you on a dime as soon as you come out of glide. It's so good.
Love it.
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed doing the glides. I didn't ever use this, except in some of the Thargoid stuff when we were hitting the spires. I didn't use the skip glides that much. I always liked doing it in. Flying it in. I liked the feel for it.
Yeah, me too.
But where it does really come in handy, like if you're doing the bio stuff and you're wanting to jump around on the same planet, it's much less of a headache to go back into orbit, turn around and come back down. You do save a lot of time. So that's a nice feature, I think.
Yeah, I was thinking like that doesn't, the glide never bugged me. Like I kind of like doing it, but then it's if you miss, like you do something wrong, you coming in too hot and you got to veer off at the last second because you're going to hit too high speed. And then I have to go far enough out so that I can make my angle. So this, you'd be able to spin around and do the 75-degree drop. That'd be wild.
A docking computer just showed up.
Oh, you got to get
Don't you guys call me when I'm not around?
I call you that when you are around.
It's, you know, what it possibly enables as far as expediting some mechanics and making them a little bit more action or speed oriented. My dream is just, does anyone remember the first Star Trek remake with the new young cast? This is years ago now. Chris Pine's Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
J.J.
Abrams.
They're on Enterprise, and he's the only one that knows they're going into a trap, and they're in warp speed, and they drop warp, and it is immediate chaos. Like they have to dodge. That movie was, you know, whatever. But that scene, I was just like, oh, that's some cool shit. This game, we don't quite have that. You go in a conflict zone, it takes time to spawn. If you go down to a planet, you got to glide down. I'm like, I want to get some like instant hot drop action shit going on. So I'm not opposed to those mechanics changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that would be excellent if, you know, this is like a step in that direction, because nothing like getting thrown into the chaos.
Yeah.
A couple of times when I've instanced in, you know, the power CZs, if there's other pilots around, like the one Ashling Yong-Rui at Minerva, like that one station, it was just like constant, like at least 10 players in it at any time. So when you get in there, like 3 people automatically lock onto you and you're like, oh, what the hell? You know?
Now, real quick,
it's mid-battle already.
If anyone who isn't rich enough to own a Caspian wants to still get a benefit of it, Oblivion, sit still. I'm realizing my anti-alias is shit, and I can use your holokit to test my anti-aliasing. So sit still, and I'm going to see what looks best on the ship. Oh, this game. Yeah. But I don't know. I might, when Christmas rolls around, I might
change your graphic setting real quick.
I might be convinced to, I don't know. I told myself I wasn't going to pre-buy any more ships, but
liar.
I made no such commitments, and I would happily pre-buy a ship if I think I'd get a lot of enjoyment out of it. And I don't know. I'm a little torn, because it's not that I think it looks like a bad performer or anything. I'm just not sure that I would really use it. I don't think I need a large ship for anything.
Yeah.
That I really do. So
the large ships.
I'm sure it would be my favorite large ship.
Yeah.
If I were to build a large ship, right?
Well, so now it's sounding like the most efficient high money maker for Rui is Road to Riches.
Mm-hmm.
This would be perfect.
Which is an
for
exploration thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like scanning planets, scanning metal planets and Earth legs or something.
Oblivious, I'm going to land. Invite me to your crew. I don't want to see the cockpit from the inside.
Tell me
you gotta walk through the house before you buy
the cockpit is real nice. It really feels like command bridge style instead of cockpit.
Mm-hmm. What's the Star Trek thing? Permission to board, or whatever the hell they say. I don't watch Star Trek.
I don't think anybody says that.
No.
Beam me
well,
up. That's what you're thinking of.
Beam me up, Oblivious.
Or have you landed?
I'm landed. Yeah.
Where are you?
Let's see if
Earl Grey.
if he
Hawk. I do
appears
know
in a
that one.
seat here, will I see him from the outside for any
I do
solid
know.
presence?
Here you get the high angle. I'll get the low one.
Yeah.
Where
make it so.
is- There it is. And
Make it so.
you have to drop from the team first, apparently.
I am.
You can't-
Oh my God!
No,
Remember
you
when
have
we
to drop
thought-
from the team, Oblivious. He's not in their team.
I've got to
No.
drop from the team. Yeah. that's
Remember when
true.
we thought they were going to fix that? Oh, I'm not going to start complaining. That would be unfair.
You can't
That would
be
be
in a team while
mean.
being in a team.
Hang on.
I think
Yeah.
they tried that, but the net code imploded on itself and became a black hole.
That's
We're making good podcast here
Yeah,
again.
somebody was.
well.
somebody
Should we
was
go
trying
to?
to make
Should we
it
go
so
to
you could.
community? Should we go?
Somebody
to
was
community
trying to
corner?
make
Keep
it so you
talking
could
while I do that.
telepresence and be a
Yeah.
team at the same
I'll go to
time,
the
and they got a
community corner.
black
Have-
ass.
Have we
Figure-
discussed? Have we discussed the
No,
cast?
I'm chilling.
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna keep talking.
We did get. In
So
the
does it fly
meantime-
good? Does it fly good?
Yeah.
What about the guns? I mean, they're all mediums except for that one, but there's 7 of them. I mean, surely there's something cool you can do with that, right?
So it does do good damage against everything, but more combat-oriented large ships like an Anaconda or a
Yeah.
cutter or corvette would give this ship trouble. Everything outside of that, this ship can hold its own against.
So I'm looking, and I'm gonna hold my Cobra up next to this thing and try to see how the hard point alignment looks. Oh shoot!
Can you deploy
Stupid.
your hard points, Oblivious?
I can see where they are.
I've only
Um,
got 2 of them.
Nah.
I can see the mounts anyway. Okay, hold on. Let me get back to where I can line the ship
Yeah.
up here.
Oop,
Apparently I'm crashing
again,
into somebody.
beams.
Sorry, I'm trying to move out of the way.
Beams and
Ah.
torpedoes are the only acceptable loadout.
you
It is the Enterprise.
you really tossed me. I'm trying to get this. I'm in external camera trying to get this lined up. Okay, hold on. I can
Can
fly.
I see
I'm a
how
good,
much my ship weighs in the thing? Because
Ah,
any of these menus.
Wow!
I can't see what I'm doing.
Even the crew seats are extended over the glass. This is wild.
All right, hold
what
on. I'm gonna turn on
a
my flight assist.
view.
Who let that fucker in here?
This is
Okay, so-
very cool. Hey, shut up. This is very cool. Don't ruin the moment. This is really cool. Wow.
I suddenly got uncomfortable.
So I'm just
Smells like,
just
it smells
like,
like, it smells like new paint in here.
I'm just
it
putting
does.
my Cobra on top, and it looks like all 4 of the top hard points could hit the Cobra if you got me broadside.
Yes.
My
And
wing
the ones
extends
underneath
beyond the 2
hit
edge
you as
ones, and I
well.
know that the underneath ones are even closer. So the underneath ones would be great railgun spots. But yeah, I mean, you could. I mean, this makes it clear. Like if I complete my dream and put 7 railguns on this thing.
I actually saw a post on social media. Someone already tried that.
Well,
And
okay,
it
so
does work.
well, of course, yeah. I mean, it has a size 7 distributor, which is the same as the Corsair. So I know what railguns feel like. So comfortably, actually, the Corsair gets a little uncomfortable with 4 railguns as far as sustained fire is concerned. So I use 3.
According to the guy on Reddit, it can fire twice before you're over 100% heat.
I hate that guy.
And but you don't care about that anyways, so you could probably get 3 volleys off before the distributor gets mad.
Well, no, it's I'm not concerned about 2 shots. I'm concerned about 12. You know what I mean? So what would happen here is you would use the plentiful utility slots to fit a ton of heat sinks.
Yep.
So that you can have 2 or 3 heat sinks running all at a time, which gives you a little extra energy besides soaking the heat, a little extra weapons energy. So yeah, it would be fun.
How's
And
the view,
like, you know.
Daxie?
Love it.
All right, can I see him in the cockpit?
You can see
Oh.
him. I was just staring at him.
Too bad there's no emotes. I can't
Come
wave.
back here.
Yeah. Well, do we know we got another package of interdimensional mail.
Interdimensional.
And I don't know if we can play it
Oh,
or
shit.
not. Is that
Hold
that
on, yeah.
So
You
just
got
a
to vent for a
refresher,
second because I
just
forgot
a
about that.
refresher for the listening audience. We
Okay,
have this
I'll go over
connection.
community stuff while he gets the interdimensional
Yeah, we have
mail
this.
set up.
Well, yeah, I gotta explain it though, because we have this
Yeah, yeah.
connection via the interdimensional mailbox to other universes. There's this universe that everything is basically the same, except I was born in the UK. We've gotten some weird messages through the interdimensional mail for that. And in this one, this is kind of cool because is given that everything else is the same, they also have other Elite Dangerous podcasts in that universe. And they sent a little clip of another Elite Dangerous podcast, which I thought was neat. It's interesting to see how other versions of the universe have played out. And that showed up in the interdimensional mail this week. And if we've got that, we could run that.
Like seconds away from being
Oh,
ready
cool.
with
Yeah.
it.
I just thought it was really enriching, because it's just like
Yes,
good travel. Travel gets you out to other peoples, other cultures.
Just having to use the pencil to rewind the cassette tape.
Yeah, it came as a cassette, so that's just kind of janky, but it's neat. It's a neat little snapshot of a different reality. So is that ready to go there in the old tape deck?
God.
I know they're hard to work. We haven't made those since what, 87? We found a vintage one.
That's right.
We found a vintage one. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I got it.
Okay, yep, here we go. Let's give us a listen.
Oh, top of the morning to you. I'm Colin, and I'd like to invite you to listen to the premier Elite Dangerous podcast, Lave Radio. I'm here with my co-hosts, Alex Turner, Beetlejuice, and Psycho.
Hello.
And it's like my grandfather would say, as he left every morning to head down to the pub for his early morning Guinness, he'd say, Colin, me boy, I know that your blood's just as green as the Scottish flag, and one day you'll grow up big and strong, and you'll be a host on the most popular podcast for the least popular video game. And now that we're there, I'd like to invite you along to the ride with us.
Wow. I think you're having some confusement there between Ireland and Scotland.
No, that sounds exactly like our Lave Radio. That's crazy.
I don't care.
That's why
I
it's
love it.
Earth 3.
Yeah, I didn't hear any difference at all. That's uncanny. Wow. It's crazy. Pretty cool. So
Fucking A, mate.
that's pretty neat. Wow. There's more similarities there than I would have imagined.
Oh my God.
So good.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, those show up from time to time. So we'll see whatever. We'll send them something as a thank you.
So that just
What is
popped
that
out of the wormhole,
podcast
huh?
TV?
Like having a pen pal.
Um,
So yeah, that's great. We got anything else in the community corner? What else is up
I don't know.
in the Elite Dangerous world?
The Mountains of Madness race
Yes.
is up and going. Link to the trailer in the show notes, and I'm sure there's a link to the actual thing. Alec Turner's Mountains of Madness race. Check it out if you like fastness. Also, there's, what is this? A high wake video? Who
Yeah,
put
there's
this
a
in
new
here?
highway
Tell me
video.
about it. Tell me about
That's
it.
still, oh man, he's still making those.
I haven't seen it yet. I just knew there was one.
You put it in the notes without
Thank
reading
you,
it.
YouTube notifications.
Okay, and then finally, Lark is shooting me. Okay, and finally, Goose Screws. For those who didn't know,
Hell yeah.
find the link to their the YouTube video that they posted. I think it is a pirate attack on Loose Screws podcast. That's what I know. But
In all honesty, they did a very good job and deserve a shout out for that.
It was very enjoyable.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Before they made that, they asked my permission, which I refused to give because I do not want that responsibility. So I said, do absolutely anything you ever want.
Yep.
And publish it on your own, and I will not approve or disapprove of anything ever. I do not want that.
In fact, we never had this
in-
conversation.
Right. Well, and it's like that's why I'm saying it. Like I don't want anybody to think it was like a secret. Like I'll tell anybody the same thing. It's not because I think they're going to make something unsatisfactory or controversial or something. It's because
They're
I literally
Canadian.
don't.
There's no way they would make anything controversial.
If
I don't
we
want
are,
I don't want approval or disapproval on anything. I do this thing. This is what I'm in charge of. That's it.
yeah, if we are already the American knockoff of Lave Radio, who's to say it would be us from stopping from having a cheap Canadian knockoff of us?
And by extension, a cheap knockoff of Scotland.
Oy, wow.
Just 60 loonies on the dollar.
All right,
Plus
guys.
the tariff.
Anything else you want to squeeze in here?
The
No.
last thing is I am working because a couple people have told me that from Distance Cruise 3, they really, really enjoyed that SRV hill climb shenanigans thing I came up with. So I am working on something that's along those lines, but stupider. And that's all I'm willing to share right now.
Great.
Stupider.
That's our strong suit here.
Stupider?
Stupider in a good way. I mean, it'll be more fun and more challenging.
Okay,
All
go.
right.
That's it.
That's it. That's all I
That's
got.
it. I'm not in charge of this. You push the dang button.
Our
Yeah,
well
who
is
pushed
run
that?
dry. All right, everyone say bye.
We aren't there yet because if I'm being shot at. Okay, fine,
Top of
whatever.
the
Bye.
month. Hallelujah.